The Virginia Tech Massacre is the deadliest school shooting in U.S. history. It's 7:15 a.m. on Monday, April 16, 2007 at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia. Freshman Emily Hilscher is in her dorm getting ready to go downstairs and meet her roommate so they can walk to chemistry together. At the same time, a 23-year-old English major named Sung-Hee Cho had entered the same dorm, which was odd because he didn't live there. He casually made his way up to the 4th floor, walked into Emily's room, and shot her. The sound of gunshot drew the attention of 22-year-old senior Ryan Clark, who was the hall's RA. When Ryan tried to intervene, Cho shot him once in the neck, killing both Emily and Ryan. Ryan Clark not only played the baritone in the marching band, he was a 4.0 student with a triple major in psychology, biology, and English. Police arrived soon thereafter, but Cho had already left. They quickly chalked it up as a lover's quarrel, assuming Emily's boyfriend, Carl Thornhill, had shot them and told campus administration not to cancel classes. Emily lived for 3 hours at the hospital before passing, but no one notified her family about what happened until after she had passed. It was also later learned that neither Emily nor Ryan had ever met Cho before he killed them. Next, Cho leaves Emily's dorm and returns to Harper Hall, which was the dorm he lived in. He changed into new clothes, deleted all of his emails, and removed his computer's hard drive, then walked to the post office and mailed a package to NBC News, which contained his manifesto and some recordings. At 9:40, he walks to Norris Hall, which is where the engineering and mechanic classes were held. He chained the entrance doors together and, armed with a hammer, knife, 2 handguns, 19 magazines, and 400 rounds of ammunition, walks into the building. On one of the doors, Cho put a note saying a bomb would explode if anyone tried to open it. A faculty member later found the note, but it was never reported to police. At 9:40, Cho entered room 206 on the 2nd floor. 13 students were listening to a lecture on advanced hydrology when Cho opened fire, killing the professor and 9 students. Next, Cho entered room 207 where students were learning Intro to German. Cho shot and killed Professor Bishop and 4 of the students. Hearing the commotion, Professor Kevin Granata hid 20 students in his locked office. He returned to the gunfire trying to help more people, but Cho shot and killed him. Cho then made his way to room 211, where the students and professor had barricaded themselves with as many chairs and tables as possible. It held him back momentarily, but once he was able to push the door open, he shot and killed the professor, a student who had helped, and an ROTC member who had tried to charge Cho. In that room, 10 students and the professor were killed. 6 more were shot but survived. Cho then went back and forth between the rooms, attempting to kill any survivors. Holocaust survivor Professor Labrescu was in room 204, desperately trying to hold the door shut for his students who had kicked out the windows of the room and jumped down to safety. Cho eventually pushed his way in and killed Professor Labrescu and another student who had stayed back to help him hold the door shut. By 9:50 a.m., SWAT had made their way into the building. Cho, who could hear them coming, walked into room 211 and shot himself once in the head, dying immediately. In just minutes, dozens and dozens of people were killed and dozens more were injured. In total, 32 people died at the hands of Cho. Past medical records show Cho had been diagnosed with severe depression, selective mutism, and anxiety. Once enrolled at Virginia Tech, Cho had multiple complaints logged against him by former professors and students. His English professor, Nikki Giovanni, reported to administration that Cho's writings were so violent and graphic that other students had stopped coming to class. When Giovanni asked the other students why they had stopped coming, they said they were afraid of Cho. Giovanni took this to the dean and threatened to resign if Cho wasn't removed from her class. Cho was also investigated by the university for stalking and harassing 2 female students. 2 days after the shooting, NBC News received Cho's package, which included an 1,800-word manifesto, photos, and 27 videos comparing himself to Jesus and stating his hate for the wealthy.